While other colleges host mere public servants and titans of industry for their commencement speaker, only one local school can boast that it brought a living god to campus. That would be rock legend Jimmy Page. The Led Zeppelin guitarist received a whole lot of love and an honorary degree from Berklee College of Music this weekend. To the departing grads, he offered this simple wisdom: stay true to your passion. So what goes into selecting the right commencement speaker? A lot more than you'd expect, says my next guest. Marty Meehan is the chancellor at UMass Lowell and a former congressman. Welcome, Marty.
Great to be back, Emily.
So it's tough to compete with that, right? That is the pinnacle of cool. So who have you got?
It is Bill Nye the Science Guy is coming to the campus, and you know, you look at our graduates, and we've always had a strong emphasis in math and engineering and sciences, and there's so many young people today who are inspired to get into the STEM fields because of Bill Nye. So we're delighted to have Bill Nye. But what we do is we look for someone who has significant accomplishments in a myriad of fields, and we like to rotate the fields of folks that that come to the university. So every year we're looking for somebody a little different, and we're very pleased to have Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So is there a whole negotiation? Are you competing with other schools for these
well, we have a committee of folks on our campus, and then from there it goes to the UMass Board of Trustees, and they vote on them. They have certain rules relative to honorary degrees, and then we usually decide from there who's going to be our commencement speaker. But you'd like to, you know, I had the NFL commissioner one year, Roger Goodell. Yeah. Now you might say, well, why Roger Goodell? It's not just because we got more hits around the country than we had in any prior commencement speaker, but the fact that Roger Goodell started as an intern and worked his way up from being an intern all the way up to be the commissioner of the National Football League. One year we had one of our most popular speakers is CEO and chairman of the board, Rob Manning of MFS.
Yes.
Now, when it started, people said, Rob, he's an alum. Oh, yeah. But when he finished his remarks, he got a standing ovation.
He's huge, yeah.
So we try to mix it up. Yeah, we had, after the bombings on the marathon, we had Ed Davis, and he was very popular that year. Secretary of State Kerry's going to Yale this year.
I know.
He came to UMass Lowell a couple of years ago. So we look for different folks that will inspire us students. We like the speeches to be brief. I think more often than not, sometimes speakers go beyond what they ought to.
Joe Biden is notorious for that.
That's right.
I was looking at a little YouTube thing of Conan O'Brien speaking at Dartmouth, and he was saying, "Oh, here I am on stage with a former president of the United States, you know, George Walker Herbert Bush," and I had a similar experience. I was asked to speak at UMass in ¡ʼ05. And I was on stage getting, I got an honorary degree, but I was also the main commencement speaker, but I was with Steven Tyler. Yeah. Everybody wanted to hear from him, but I was the speaker. He did, I think he sang like 3 words of one song, and that was it, and that made everybody happy.
Well, we look for speakers that will inspire students as they're graduating. We look to speakers who have done something to demonstrate a commitment to excellence, a commitment to integrity, a commitment to working hard. That's what we like. We actually have 2 commencements at UMass Lowell. Dr. Howard Koh, who's Assistant Secretary for Health in the federal health, and a local guy who's been a real leader in on health and prevention and fighting tobacco, and he's also going to be a speaker. But you know, I think most universities want to get press attention around the commencement speakers.
Is it like a fundraiser thing? I mean,
well, yeah, we do that at UMass Lowell since I've been there. Every year, the night before commencement, we raise money for student scholarships, and this year we'll get over $3,800,000 since we've been doing it in scholarships for students. So you want to raise money, you want notoriety, but you also want to inspire the graduates. Sometimes we survey students. I once had a student say to me, I want a commencement speaker who, when I call home to tell them who the commencement speaker is, they'll know who I'm talking about.
Who? Well, so Brandeis found itself in an interesting dilemma. They had this Dutch legislator, Ayaan Hirsi Ali, who had said some controversial things about Islam, and they let her go. Do you think they did the right thing?
That's a tough one. I think once you invite somebody, you really should have done your due diligence. Either you want that person to come or not. That's why we have a committee made up of faculty, administrators that look through the entire careers of folks. And once a university makes that kind of a commitment, really difficult to turn back. Condoleezza Rice,
that
similar
was
situation.
ridiculous.
So, once you make that determination and make a decision, I don't think you really should turn back at that point.
Let her say it.
And the other thing about
You'll
it
get
is,
your news coverage.
yeah, and where there are controversies, I mean, that's what colleges and universities are all about.
Yeah.
Freedom of speech and letting different points of view get across. So I don't think university better do their due diligence first and not turn back after an invitation.
All right. Marty Meehan, great to have you
Great
here.
to be back,
Good luck with
Emily.
your
Thank you.
commencement.